Let's make fondant. We have our ingredients already measured out. We have our gelatin, we have water, have our glucose, our shortening, vegetable shortening, we have our flavor and CMC as well as our icing sugar. Let's get started. First, we pour our water into our mixing bowl. It needs to be heat proof. And then sprinkle our gelatin over it and let it bloom. It needs about 10 minutes to bloom. Make sure there are no lumps, otherwise you'll get lumpy fondant. As that is blooming, let's prepare our icing sugar and CMC. So that's our icing sugar in the mixing bowl and CMC. Set that aside. Let's check on our gelatin. It's now bloomed nicely. To that, we're going to add glucose and vegetable shortening. Now, once we've done this, put in our gelatin, our water, our glucose, and Kimbo. We are going to set this on a double boiler. Double boiler means you have your water boiling in a pan, and then you set this pan over that water. We have our water here, it's already boiling. Set this over there. As you can see, it's still hard, it's not moving, but in a few minutes it's going to heat up. As you can see, it's now softer, it's getting heated up, and it's going to melt and become completely liquid. When it's completely liquid, then we shall add our flavor. First, we shall take it off the heat. Do not put flavor on while it's still boiling, because then the flavor will just evaporate. So now it's ready to go. We're going to put it into our mixer. We already have our icing sugar and CMC in there. We're pouring in our gelatin mixture, and as you can see, it's beginning to come together. Right now it still looks wet, but in a short while, a really short while by the way, it's going to get all mixed up. So yes, you can knead this with your hands, but why? If you have a mixer, you can use your mixer to do this for you. So in a very short while, it's beginning to come together, as you can see, but it's still a bit sticky and wet. So I went ahead and added in some icing sugar just so that it can come together and pull itself off the walls of the bowl. You will notice it is going to come together into two knots. You know, the fondant will be in one big chunk, and it will be good to go. You just need to check it, see if it is nice and elastic as you expect it to be, and you're good to go. Of course, if you're using your hands, it will take a little bit longer, but you still expect to come up to this point. So here my fondant is done. Took me about 3 minutes. So I'm removing it from my mixer bowl. I will knead it a little bit really, just to allow it to come together. Just like that, I'm going to knead it a little bit to come together. Now at this stage, it can be used, but I would not recommend it because it is still warm. Remember, you added in a liquid mixture that was coming from the fire. It's still warm. So wrap it up in cling film, make sure it's nice and airtight, and your fondant is good to go.